Welcome back to Ramp and Splash, the gaming channel of laughing, learning, absurdity, and skill building. My name is Glen. This is Chris. You're continuing to watch the Commentating Final Fantasy VIII series. Last time we took a breather. We brought it down a notch.
Yep.
The game brought it down a notch. The dialogue brought it down a notch. And we are going to continue with side quests today. Chris, how do you feel about side quests? What do you enjoy the part of the Final Fantasy game where it opens up and you can do side quests?
I think it's the best part.
I tend to think it's the best part too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite Final Fantasy game, like half the game is a side quest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Once you get to the World of Ruin in 6, you're just, I mean, once you get the Falcon, it's just like, well, hey, you got 8 party members out there somewhere. Go get them.
Go find them. Yeah.
I mean, 7 if you let one of them die. So
I wonder if that's what I should do next on this stream when I start streaming again.
FF6?
Yeah, I wonder if I should play Final, because I never played it to the end. I've gotten to the World of Ruin 3 times and then given up at different points. Then.
The World of Ruin's weird because it really, I mean, the game just straight up tells you, like, well, you know where Kefka is.
Yeah.
He is not hiding.
Yeah.
And you have an airship. You can go to him as soon as you have the airship, which is not advisable. But yeah, I mean, the game does. Other than that, doesn't tell you who you need to get in what order or whatever.
Right. Like, are there new characters to get in the World of Ruin?
There are. You cannot get Umaro until the World of Ruin, and you cannot get Go-Go until the World of Ruin.
Go-Go, right.
They're the 2, like, quote-unquote secret characters.
Please exit through the door.
Go-Go's a mimic, and Umaro is
it's a Yeti, right? Yeah. Is he just berserked all the time?
Sure. You can equip a couple relics to him that are unique to him that give him other attacks that he'll choose to use from time to time, but
oh, neat.
Yeah, he's berserk all the time.
Do you want to use the draw point? To be sure. For each draw, we charge 5,000 kil in advance. It's non-refundable. Go right ahead.
I like these guys working this racket.
Yeah. Such a racket. They won't tell you if there's any Ultima there or not.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's all right. You paid 15 grand for what? 15 castings of Ultima?
17, yes.
I don't know.
17, yep.
Like if you could spend 100,000 of your like 150,000 gil or whatever right now on 100 castings of Ultima, would you do it?
Yes.
I would.
Yes.
I wouldn't even hesitate.
So I'm gonna be upfront.
I mean, this is the cool.
Sorry, you go first.
No, go ahead.
No, mine isn't relevant to later.
This is a cool part of Final Fantasy games. It's like finding your own way, finding your own direction, and you can like sequence break things in fun, weird ways. You're exploring the map too, which you're not really allowed to anymore. Like, what is this?
What is this?
What is this crazy nonsense?
What is happening here?
What is that sad little place? You're gonna go there?
It is a sad little place. Yeah.
I think I know what that is, but we'll get back to it.
We'll get there. Yeah. So I what's fun is exploring the map. But what's not fun is watching someone else explore the map. So I've tried to keep it to a minimum here because, like, I didn't want to sit here watching me explore every nook and cranny. But when I was 16 years old or 17 years old, I explored every single square meter of this map.
And I mean, they do make pretty good use of the map.
Yeah.
Like, and how it's designed, like where you can only go around at a beachhead. There are some places where there isn't even like an enterable location.
Yes.
There might be like special encounters there. There's like
Well,
rare monsters that have like good drops or like good things to draw.
yeah. There's also there's drop points on the map. They're all invisible.
Yep.
But you can find them. Oh, speaking of which.
What the hell? Wow.
A really,
There's
really,
aliens in this, I forgot.
really 1998 reference. I mean, this is the
Right,
year
there's
after.
There's a side quest about this, right?
Yes, I'm not going to do it because it takes forever, and the reward is not great. But this game came out in 1999. It was like the year after South Park season 1 aired on Comedy Central.
All right. Yeah, I don't remember how the alien quest works. I just remember you'll get random encounters like that clue you into the fact that there is an alien going around stealing cattle.
Yeah. I think at some point it also steals
I don't know what to do about it.
It steals a Maui head. What are they called?
Yeah.
The big stone heads.
I think a Moai statue.
Moai statue, yes.
Yeah, isn't there... So, at some point there's a little, like, green man. And you have to, like, give him something?
Yeah.
I want to say, like, a certain item.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really fit with the theme of the game, and it takes a long time.
No,
so I was just like, let's skip this.
I don't even remember what the reward is.
You get the little guy's
It's
card.
really weird. I mean, oh yeah. Oh, I remember it being worth it only because I used Irvin's limit quite a bit. That guy's card
it
refines into like 20 pulse ammo.
Stop it.
Yeah.
It's like the most pulse ammo rich thing in the game.
I've never seen y'all before.
Okay.
See
And
these flowers?
pulse ammo
I grew all of them.
is probably the only thing that comes close to Squall's last limit break for just sheer amount of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, maxed out, like, Irvin can lay down like 40,000 damage. with pulse ammo.
Oh my god.
It's a lot.
I didn't know that. Jeez.
Yeah, because it gets unruly. But there's a finite amount of pulse ammo in the game.
Yes.
And I think like half of all the pulse ammo cartridges in the game come from that alien's card.
Well, and you have to use 15 of them to get Squall's best weapon.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like 40 in the game, and 15 are earmarked.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the alien thing is weird. It's like kind of out of sync with everything else in the game. Like there's a similar thing going on in like
Rain?
in
No.
Hey, who do you think you are? Barging into my house like this? Get out of here right now.
So rude. I barge into people's houses all the time. How is this any different?
I thought I told you. What's with you? Do I remind you of someone? I'm not her, or her ghost, or anything like that, alright? Then again, there are spirits lurking within these walls.
Oh no.
There's an art to playing cards. Are you ready?
Well, she called for Trebia's rules, though.
Yeah.
Right? Does that not
Which-
count Shumi Village?
Shumi Village is part of the Tribia region. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Jinky's Scoob. We could be in trouble.
You got a pretty good pull, though, so you should be
Yeah.
able to just push her around. As long as you can avoid some of the cascades. I was going to say, the alien thing, there's something like that in a Fallout New Vegas, but it at least makes a little bit more thematic sense in that, because Fallout games are so silly sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
it fits the sense of humor a little bit more
Yeah.
snugly. Also, the reward for the alien in New Vegas is incredible. There is an orbital laser platform,
Ooh,
a
is there?
pre-war weapon
Holy shit.
in space, in low orbit.
Yeah.
There are two ways to get access to it. There's basically like a sea finder, like a targeting gun that links up with the laser platform.
Mm-hmm.
The alien is carrying one of them. So if you can just find the alien and take the gun from him, then
You have the laser. You have.
access. You have to power up the satellite link elsewhere. But if you've done that, then you have a little, it looks like a little like Buck Rogers era zap gun,
Mm-hmm.
like something you'd see Marvin Martian carrying around.
Yeah.
My precious vase is missing.
But it calls down a
vase that is passed down in my family for many.
quite a blast. Like it's maybe the most powerful.
So many unusual things happen lately.
Can you
attack in the game.
use it without getting hit yourself?
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's good.
You can basically hit anything you can see. You can aim it pretty far out, and oh yeah.
Ugh.
Ghost? My,
If you're outside in the Mojave,
there's no
forget
such
about
thing.
you see a raider on the horizon, they're dead before they even see what hits them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, the area of effect is probably like 40 yards wide. It's huge.
Yeah.
Do you need water to wash down?
So this puzzle got glitched and I don't know how to fix it. I came back later and it was still glitched. I can get all the vase pieces except for the one that's in the night. And his leg is off to the side where it's not supposed to be.
Oh,
So
weird.
I don't know. Yeah. You're supposed to investigate the armor.
From the previous owner, a car rammed itself right through here. This mansion is cursed, I tell you.
Ooh. So breathy. Yeah, I find all the other vase pieces, but I can't finish the quest here. It's frustrating. This is following in with the theme of easing the dramatic tension. This village has no real geopolitical value. The music is very calm. They grow flowers here to sell to Galbadia. Yeah, it's just a relaxing side quest, I guess, in an otherwise frantic militaristic game.
Weather, isn't it? Are you here to visit an acquaintance? What do you think of our village? It's very small and boring, isn't it?
Again, it's kind of like the Shumi self-awareness. Like, these people know that there's not really much going on here.
That's
Just
right.
kind of hanging out.
That's
Those
right.
white ones are really beautiful, aren't they? A woman named Rain gave them to me. They bloom beautifully every year. It's unfortunate that she's no longer with us. If only she'd stayed away from that outsider. Nobody understood flowers as well as Rain. Flowers bloom over and over. I wonder if people do the same.
She's got a lot of angst, huh? She's...
What's this?
What's that for? Yeah, this is just like...
There's some
It's
drop.
like the Netherlands or something.
It is,
like,
yeah, yeah. I
This is
decided
the
this
Netherlands
is...
to Galbadia's France. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's just...
Well, I decided that this is where all those southern accents come
You
from.
guys, you better
Yeah.
watch your step.
That it's
Hey,
a
watch where you're going.
it's a provincial
It's beautiful, but don't get distracted.
it's a provincial area of Galbadia. There's a lot of things in this game that are like they're like fun to play with and they're distractions. And when you're a teenager and you have hours and hours, you can kind of lose yourself in them, like
Wow, I've never seen you kids around before. What brings you here?
getting the chocobos. The chocobos don't really have much mechanical effect in this game at all, but you can spend hours finding all the chocobo forests
You
and
love flowers. I'm sure you'll
Getting
enjoy
them
your
all.
stay.
That's right, we haven't even done any of that, have
Nope.
we? I mean, you don't really
Not
need
many
to.
youngsters
don't really need
come
to.
here
They're not
or
necessary
stay
for the
here.
game.
They're
Um,
all outside.
It's
Facing
just
their
full of
bedrooms.
distractions, which is kind of lovely in a way, but it's not good. It's not good for a YouTube
There
channel.
used to be a flower shop down in the town square. It was owned by a woman named Rain. She lived there with a little girl named Elone. Rain was so good with flowers. She made wreaths for our harvest festivals. Oh, her wreaths of white flowers were the most beautiful. We'll never see wreaths like that again. Elone was so adorable, wearing those wreaths over her head and prancing around like a little angel.
So, one of the things that we learned from the Shumi Elder is that Alone was taken to Esthar 17 years ago. So all of these people are remembering back to something that happened almost 20 years ago.
Right. And Rain's long gone.
And she's long gone. Yeah.
Which says a lot about,
Oh, it's really
What
slow here
happened
during the
then?
afternoon.
and
It
also
goes by
a lot
really
about
fast.
this
You
town.
Just sit around.
Yes.
Nothing else notable has happened in 20 years.
In 20 years. Exactly.
And I mean, that's consistent with what we're seeing, right? It's this quiet place. Only quiet place in a world at war right now.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I love about this game is that in the western half of the world, all of the architecture and all of the map paintings are based on real European places. Like, this is an actual village that you can find in rural France. And Daling City is actually Paris. And Dalit is actually, I don't know. Name coastal European cobblestone street town.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dalit seemed like a Copenhagen or something like that. Like it was one of the like ones on the northern coast.
What can we do for you?
Any of those really.
We're mercenaries.
And Timber I made into the Canada of Galbadia.
We graduated from government.
But it's designed like Barcelona.
Huh? You're garden students too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A lot of
And
the
you're
architecture.
actually seed?
Yeah.
Well, so that makes you our junior. Keep up the good work. Mercenary life is quite nice. Pays good with room and board. I've heard there's an undercover figure that helps this town out. I wonder if this person has some kind of sentimental attachment to this place.
At this stage, we kind of just assume anytime there's a sly reference like that it's Lacuna.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
We know enough about him now that he is out there somewhere, and he is like important in some way. Like he succeeded at something.
He's got his fingers into everything. It seems.
Yeah. Careful.
Careful.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes you get caught up with your sames and your pluses, so you get so deep into it, you forget that some numbers are just bigger than others.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I really like the PS1 era games for Chocobo music.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. This game is called Kick the Chocobo. This is actually what I was thinking of when I was talking about distractions.
Dude, what's this?
Like, this whole side quest doesn't amount to much, but it's a cute world building way to spend your time with some good music and some good map paintings.
So, oh, I see.
I'm just kicking the chocobo.
There's
That's all.
one point to this, right? Is to get that vase piece from.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dropping other things.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, okay.
it's not great. I mean, let's be honest. This is not high stakes.
But that vase piece goes to something, right?
Yeah, but even the vase piece quest doesn't really do that much for you.
Yeah.
It's really a world building exercise. I think you might get a Phoenix Pinion out of it or something, which is good.
No, these like the matte painting, like static background stuff with so much detail.
Yeah.
and so much like I don't want to say like the more 3D ones, like, you know, FF10 and onward are less aesthetic, because that's not right. I mean, there's art to those as well.
Yeah.
But these are so much more kind of controlled.
Yeah.
They're more like paintings. They're more like, you know, deliberate composition.
Yeah.
And like in 9.
Yeah, especially in 9.
I think it's
Originally, we were opposed to letting
in
outsiders
like
into the village.
Freya's
I'm
homeland
glad we hired those two guys for
is, by the time you
Before they
get
came,
there,
couldn't
is
even play
destroyed.
outside.
Yeah.
Like it's been besieged by like the bad guys when you get there, and it's raining,
Yes.
and it's like
It's muddy.
heartbreaking, because the architecture is gorgeous, but all the buildings are destroyed. But you can tell like this city was once great,
Yeah.
and now it's just nothing.
My
It's-
broken piece, my ever so precious vase, now in such pathetic shape. Oh, well, I guess I'll have to glue the pieces back together. Let me know if you find any more pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm also just a sucker for matte paintings in general. Like, I'm watching the first 3 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation. Man, I love a good matte painting of an alien world. Ugh. It gets me every time. I also sort of think that, like, games, because technology has improved, right? This scene that we're looking at right here of this manor could be more detailed with modern technology. Certainly the aspect ratio would give you a better sense of the space. But the way they make the games just doesn't have that same quality, because it is this 3D space that you're swiveling through.
Right. They choose to spend that extra capability on what the player can do rather than what the director is choosing to show you.
Yeah. Which I can see.
Because you can.
I can get that, but it's not what I want.
Yeah, right.
Like what they do is they spend time on each of those. This is me looking up where the base pieces are, by the way. That's why I'm paused here. Like in a modern game, this room, each of those little statues and bouquets of flowers would be finely detailed, and you could zoom right up on those bouquets to look at the flowers, and that would be nice. But I like this composed scene, right? I trust that those bouquets are beautiful and unique, and you can paint them.
I mean, it's the difference between detail and composition, right? Because like if you look at like a painting and you're like, wow, like say, you know, this frame as a painting, like, okay, wow, flowers, all that, they look good. If you zoom in, like if you could enter a painting and walk around in it like you can with like a 3D like modern game.
Yeah.
If you zoom in on Van Gogh's sunflowers, they're just yellow, thick yellow like brush strokes.
Right.
You're more immersion doesn't mean more detail. In fact, it can ruin some of the detail that is carefully composed. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like, I feel like we're on the same page, but it's a weird idea because like games like this are outmoded, and the people have chosen to use the graphic technology in a different direction in the last 20 years. And it's kind of a bummer because, I mean, there's some exceptions, I think, but
it's I don't want to trash the other games. It's the fact that there aren't as many games that do this, right? I wish both existed in in the same ecosystem.
Like what? Maybe the simplest example I could think of is Myst,
Yeah.
right? Where like
Yeah.
the original Myst was all like static composed frames.
Yeah.
It was not free moving. It was 3D, but you didn't have free movement. It was like
It was.
static
I just learned it was built
frames.
in HyperCard.
Yeah, yeah. But like, to me, an ideal remaster of that game isn't necessarily like a free moving, like a first person shooter style like
Yes.
WASD movement. It's just retooling with modern like motion graphics.
Yeah. Yeah.
The static compositions. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, like
when
if
you
this-
pull lever, it's more fluid now.
Right. So like they started to do that in this game, right? Where they had like the tiger that turned into the lady up on the screen, or the cat.
Yeah.
If you watch the cat, its tail is wagging, right? It's the happy cat. But you could add more. You could have a matte painting that does more movement. Or
Right.
like the sun dappled light that's coming in here.
Yep.
You could have that do a kind of flowing. And actually, we should point out that there are some 3D games that do that really well. Like
Yeah.
Skyrim, of course. Skyrim does a trick where, because of the way you have to run through a certain area, you'll catch a big frame of something beautiful that's well composed. And they've tricked you
Yeah.
into having the camera in the right angle by forcing you to run across a bridge or something.
That's something Bethesda is pretty good at, because there's a bunch of Fallout games that do the same thing. 3, 4, and New Vegas all do that.
Yeah. All right, so here I gave up on that quest because it's just, you're supposed to be able to look at the suit of armor and something comes out of it and drops a boss piece. I think it's either a ghost or an animal or something, and it's not working. So we're gonna move on to the next side quest. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we do the whole thing here in this episode.
Oh my god.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we accomplish our goals. Oh god. Maybe that should be the king. Maybe that should be the king who turns into a frog in Final Fantasy IX. You think that's his voice? Is that Sid in that game? Is Sid the king?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. There is definitely a king that's a frog.
And then he turns into a
Because
human.
that game's like a fairy tale.
Yeah, he turns into a mustache
Who
at
is
some point.
also basically like a frog.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this now.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Speaking of matte paintings and like innovative use of color and light, holy shit.
All right. Now this I do know is a time mission.
Yes, sir. How you feeling?
No choices about it either. Just hits you with it.
Yeah.
It's counting down too.
Yeah, I decided to use that time to junction. Because I'm a genius.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
But you want to put encounter half on here.
Odin.
There's also this sign there that just says "My Blue Heaven," which is like,
What? What does it mean?
and this tower
Also,
belonged.
this place,
Yeah, you go.
this place is creepy as hell. Cause like, who built this place?
Who built this place? They were technologically advanced enough to have glowing handrails appear, like force fields that help you up the stairs. Okay,
Like,
but
you gotta run from this thing.
yeah, it's not worth your time. Glowing handrails and computers, but somehow this civilization was laid to waste. And we don't
I mean,
know.
this looks like
if it was ancient. We don't know if it was 17 years ago.
Right. It looks like it could be ancient because it's like, this looks like the Parthenon to us.
Right.
You know, maybe this is 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago.
Right. But there's
no idea.
This whole continent, though, is barren rock. An entire continent of barren rock obviously was destroyed in some kind of apocalypse. And the only thing left is a little stone house by a lighthouse. What? Of course, it's levitating. This also is a kind of a forerunner to Final Fantasy X, where you have to go to visit all the temples.
Oh, yeah. I like that there are so many things in this game that aren't explained.
No.
I like that the things that need to be explained are, and the things that don't aren't. Like this. You never really get a proper explanation as to what happened in this continent. You can put two and two together and something terrible happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can assume that Sorceress Adele destroyed this whole continent, and the only reason this tower survived is that Odin was here protecting it. Right, but that's all implied. It's not stated. We don't know that it was Adele. We don't know that it was 17 years ago. And we don't know that it was Odin that saved it. Maybe Odin came in afterwards. Is this the first time we've heard this music? No, right? Because the Fire Cavern had this music?
Yeah. I feel like the music fits this place better than anywhere else it's used.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
It's very spooky.
Yeah. What the fuck?
What the hell?
It's also kind of steampunk?
Yo, dog, we heard you talking about mist, so we put some mist in your mist.
We heard you like some mist, so we put some mist in with your mist.
I love that blurring effect.
God damn. I can't even think of another game that uses depth of field like that. I know there are some. It's not totally unique, but
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
Man, that encounter half is really
It's
doing that work, huh?
yeah, it really is.
Unless the encounters, there's like gems there.
Sexy gargoyle with gem eyes. Yeah.
That's weird.
Burn.
Oh, that's like a status effect.
Yeah, it causes blind, silence, and poison.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, okay. All right.
What's the thing about gargoyles and grotesques? They're all of those statues are actually grotesques, except the ones that spout water, which are gargoyles.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's why they're called gargoyles.
Because they gargle?
Well, kind of. Yeah. That's why I refused to call the 90s television series Disney's Gargoyles. I call it Disney's Grotesques.
Disney's grotesques.
Because they're not technically gargoyles. This has been my TED talk about grotesque cigar.
This has been my TED talk. So I love these guys with the red capes because presumably the red cape is because they only exist on this tower. I think they only exist on this tower. And it's a windy place, we assume.
Oh, yeah.
So they animated the red cape like flying.
That effect doesn't make any sense, yeah. Outside of this balcony.
Or you could assume that this guy made a deal with Odin and was like, all right, I'll come back and fight for you, but this cape has to be flying the whole time.
Correct. That guy's definitely undead, though.
So get fucked.
Yep.
So the undead rule, I think, it's kind of neat, but it's really just a cheat. It's like oh, did you catch the fact that you can do that? Oh, good. All of the undead battles are now super easy.
To him who doth vanquish me.
Yeah, I missed that.
It's already timed. It's extra pressure.
I'm trying to do 3 things at once. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm stressed out right now. Less time. Oh god.
Yeah, just in case anybody's tuning in to this channel for the first time, which I don't think is going to happen. If I lose in this game, I suck it up and I restart the machine.
What the friggin' hell is this, Glenn? There's a code involved?
Yeah, there's a code involved.
Oh my god. I only vaguely remember this. How do you get the code? Is it up on the other one?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh man, buddy.
This is a good view of the cape. Think about the time they took to animate the cape during all of its different moves. Just, they don't make games like this
Good look cape. Yeah.
That's not true. They make great
So I'm
games.
saying about Lisa though. I mean, there isn't as much like animation in Lisa because
Sure.
it's an Earthbound style combat interface.
Sure.
But the graphics that they do have are very highly detailed. Like,
Yeah.
each of the enemies, each person in the game is unique. They all are different, and it in like a bizarre way. Like they're all pretty strange. Okay.
Yeah, you can hear me. You can hear me repeating the code to myself here.
Yeah.
Come hither, knight errant, and test thy prowess.
Oh man, he's getting amped.
Yeah,
He's getting turned.
he's been sitting in this tower for, I don't know, 2 decades, 200 years, we don't know. Just sharpening his sword
at
and
least 20 years, but maybe longer before this place was destroyed.
yeah.
So who knows? I just got done reading Sandman, by the way. This is Sandman
Oh,
Chat.
yeah.
This is the podcast
welcome-
about Sandman. In the
welcome
middle
back to
of
Sandman Chat.
LA, but- yes.
I'm your crow, Glen. I'm the-
Yeah, it's I really like what they do with the old gods in that. It's kind of like a dry run for American Gods, right? Where
Yeah.
Like Bast and Odin and stuff, these like old gods that don't have as many followers anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's a point at which, like, I think when Bast has to attend spoiler, Dream's funeral, she has to like summon up, she's like sitting in like a dingy temple somewhere underground. Like,
Yeah.
And she's like old and like ragged. Like she looks like an old dying cat. Like it's sad. And she like musters up what like faith she can get
Mm-hmm.
to like fix herself up to appear in
Excellent.
public again. And it's really just like
perish.
it's a cool concept, and it's like really sad. And like Odin's kind of going through the same thing. Like
Grant it to
he's still proud and powerful, whatever. But
honor.
he's kind of like
let
broken
us
down a little
fight.
bit.
Did you ever read Neil Gaiman's Wake for Batman graphic novel? There was a when Batman died, but he didn't really die. He got sent back through time.
Okay.
A dark side shot him with his beams that send people back through time to a random date. So they have a funeral for Batman because he's never coming back. They invited Neil Gaiman to write the issues that would be the wake of Batman.
Neat.
It's kind of incredible because once everybody's in a room together, they realize that nobody knew Batman. They all have a different vision of who he was and why he like everybody has a theory on why he did what he did. Everybody has a story about what a good person he was, what a bad person he was. And what you come away with is like, oh yeah, Batman is a genre that all these different writers just paint different versions on top of.
Yeah.
It's really lovely.
That's neat.
Yeah.
It's very whoa. I think he's carrying triple or something.
Yeah. Maybe.
Those question marks are both like really good.
Yeah.
You're definitely
I only have 6 minutes. So...
rewarded. You're rewarded if you can put him in the ground and still draw those things out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it here with 6 minutes on the clock. And they don't stop those minutes.
Oof. Well, yeah, it's neat. The at the end of Sandman, there's a wake.
Yeah.
All of his siblings give, well, except for his sister, give their eulogies. That's neat.
I just stole a Luck Junction scroll.
That's bananas.
Say that 3 times fast. Luck Junction scroll. Luck Junction scroll. Luck Junction scroll.
I really liked the I remember liking it better this time than the first couple times I've read the whole thing. Is the sort of epilogue is with Bob Gadling, the man that will not die.
Yeah,
has just decided death is a fool's game and
Yeah.
has just opted out.
Is it a flashback to the last time they talked? Is that what it is?
No, it's well, there's a little bit of that, but it's him at a Ren fair with one of his new girlfriends.
Oh yeah. The thing they don't
his
tell you
new
is that it
girlfriend.
smells like shit.
Yes. If people want the accurate experience, they should just spray everybody with shit at the gate. Well, yeah, because he's like grousing the whole time about, accuracy and how all this crap is just fake or whatever.
Yeah.
So he gets wasted and he goes and sits in like an abandoned building, and
Hey, speaking of
death
Flair.
comes to him. There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
That was that other spell. The person he has been dutifully avoiding for 800 years finally shows up and is like, listen, he's not coming back. Like, you've met him once every 100 years for 800 years,
Yeah.
but you're not going to see him ever again.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see me, but I'm just telling you, as his sister, he's not coming back. And she gives him one last offer. She's like, well, you sound pretty miserable. You want to come with me? And he's like, no.
I gotta roll with
Hob
this.
Gadling, he's such a cool character. Like, and he really does like suffer quite a bit. And like over the years, like in an earlier issue, like one of his centuries, I want to say like the 17th century for him,
Yeah,
is like
1600s.
utterly miserable.
Yeah.
He loses like his whole family to the plague or something. Yeah. He's like economically ruined.
Chris,
and Dream comes to him with their meeting and is like, well, do you give up? And he's like, hell no.
I think you could write a genuinely interesting comic about Hob Gadling in the Trump era. Like someone who's lived through some different dictators and is like, oh, I've seen this shit before, but I can't believe it was Donald Trump. Right. Do you know what I mean? He would be both unsurprised and totally surprised. I think that would be a fun comic book.
It's getting close, Glen. I'm getting kind of worried now.
Well, I tell you, if I lose, and we go back to the save point.
Oh. You did it.
Did it.
Unless you have to leave, in which case you're screwed.
No. Nope.
Boy, that was a close one.
Thou art strong, mortals. I shall grant thee my powers. Call upon me in times of trouble.
So what exactly does that mean, Glen?
Well, basically, he shows up in 1 out of every 6 combats for the rest of the game, and he kills the enemies. He just...
Isn't it 1 out of 6?
It's...
Jeepers.
1 out of 6, 1 out of 8. It's better than 1 out of 10. It's more than 1 out of 10. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, it's...
I mean, you don't get to draw from those
see
combats.
What happens.
You do get some experience points though. Also, he's got a sweet animation.
I do remember that. I also remember there is a...
There's another.
I mean, I'll yeah, I mean, I'll forgo any of the details for spoilers, but he doesn't show up during boss fights, with one exception.
With one exception.
I do remember that.
Yep.
And,
Oh boy, so we're hitting the end of this video here. What comes next in this commentary sequence is actually a panel discussion with me and Chris, and then 2 friends, Mark and Jared. And those videos we already recorded because of timing. And those are the 2 videos where I challenge the Tonberry King. What you have to do is defeat 20 Tonberries. And then he appears, and then you can fight him, and then you can get him as a GF. It takes 2 hours, and it's not super exciting to watch. So I thought maybe a panel discussion might be a more lively way to enjoy the Tonberry King. So that's coming up in the next 2 episodes. Also,
so we're gonna have
some Renzo Zukins.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna have Darkseid shoot us with a time travel beam. Go back about a month.
Yep.
Have a conversation about these little guys. Holy crap.
Then there are 4 episodes.
Damage, huh?
Yeah. Then there are 4 episodes that are just the card game, and I think we might just skip those on the commentary. They exist in the voicing. Well, Chris and I will talk about it. They exist in the voicing series, but it's a lot of running around the map.
Is it you trying to do the card cleaning quest?
Yes, and it's so long. It just takes so long, and there's so much winning and then so much losing. It's just like, it's a slog. Yes, Squall. Do it for me, baby.
So this place is nasty. I mean, if you don't have the wisdom to scan these guys or just know them,
Yeah.
to know they have that much HP, if you are walking in here trying to finish Odin's quest, you're hosed. If you stand here and like stand up to one of these things, even just one of them,
Yes.
you're
Can
gonna
wreck
blow
you.
5 minutes.
Can entirely wreck you. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
These things can KO your party, and even if they don't, they're gonna burn at least 5 minutes.
Yes.
It's like,
They're only on this one screen though. Once you get up the stairs, there's no more time barriers. So that helps.
so odds are you're gonna see one, but if you don't know what you're doing, then
That one can suck up.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just some little creature. How bad could this be?
Oh, and he's cute too. The two
Yes.
cutest enemies in Final Fantasy are actually the most dangerous.
What's the other one?
Cactars.
Cactuar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to them eventually. It'll be several hours from now, but we'll get to them.
Oh my god, he's getting close to Glen.
Yeah, and he's not even at half life yet either.
You're gonna get doinked.
Yeah. Gonna get
Just less good than it sounds.
Wow. It was the thing I tried.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh, that one went much better.
Oh, I feel so much better.
Didn't get a follow-up though. Oh boy.
No.
Well.
Death is apparently a high-level skill, a high-level spell in this game, because both Selphie and Zell failed to draw
God,
it.
Glen. Oh my god, Glen.
What? 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 Just because I haven't saved yet?
I mean, he could have just killed you there.
Yep.
I honestly thought that last attack was going to kill him.
Well, no.
So-
Chef's knife does a fixed amount of damage,
Right.
so he could have taken two and a half chef's knives.
His chef's knife is no doink. Get out. Get out of this place.
Oh, remember, it's called My Blue Heaven.
Yes, it's fine.
What the fuck? Was it a hotel?
It's an amusement park.
Oh,
It's like an Epcot.
yeah, it's an Epcot. So he's like, Odin is like evil Walt Disney.
Somebody built an Epcot around, an ancient god.
Yeah, that sounds right, actually.
Yeah,
That
sure.
sounds pretty decent. All right, I think that's it for this episode of Commentating Final Fantasy VIII. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank Chris for helping me bring the color to that color commentary. Oh boy, look at this. These two guys really hate each other, huh?
They never seem to hate each other less every time we see this.
I know. Bam, bam, bam. Poor Cypher. He's really the tragic hero of this whole thing, don't you think?
He's
Oh.
tragic, at least.
We'll see you next time.